Alright, my friends, I look like a little evil because my hair is so dark and my shirt is so dark, but it's not intentional. It's like a summer day. I'm just wearing a black t-shirt. So, I may have went a little crazy recently, typical Candace fashion, and bought some things. So I'm going to do a quick haul of what I picked up and do some micro reviews on the products. So I've got my large ColourPop box of goodies here. I made a Juvias Place, Sephora, and ColourPop order. I did get charged customs on Juvias Place as well as ColourPop. And I honestly think I'm going to give up because every time I order from the States these days, I swear to God, I get charged customs. For anybody wondering, the look I have on my face right now, I did a get ready with me, so you can check that out up here. So the first thing I got obviously was the Zodiac palette. I actually picked up the entire collection. So far so good with this palette. I do like it. The Aquarius was a little bit patchier than I'd like in my crease. I am a little farther away from the camera, so it looks okay now. But when you're really up close, it does kind of skip a little bit in here. And that is a problem I have with a lot of mattes, but hopefully it won't be like that very much going forward. This one actually has a mirror, which is awesome. I know Kathleen talked about that in her video. I also really like the packaging, how it's got like the glitters in it, but like the lettering is very simple. The collection also came with two Supernova shadows. One is in Constellation, the other one is in Astrology. I wish I had realized that Astrology was this like really, it's almost like a green gold, like a green yellow gold. I know it's harder to see, but it's not my personal type of Super Shock shadow, or sorry, Supernova shadow. However, Constellation I'm wearing on my inner corner right now, and it is beautiful. I did also pick up their No Filter foundation, which I am wearing right now. It looks amazing. I've been wearing it on and off throughout the week, and I do really like it. It is a little bit lighter than I had hoped it was going to be when I ordered it, but that's okay. We all know I don't stay this tan year round. I also picked up their No Filter concealer. So far so good with this. It doesn't crease. Again, I ordered something that is a little bit too light, but it is super difficult to pick your shade online. So I tried to go a couple down from the foundation, but as you can see, that is the concealer color there, and it is way, way, way too light for me right now. However, in the winter, I actually think it will be just fine. There are two highlighters that came with the collection as well. Fire, they are the Super Shock highlighters. This one is in the shade Fire, and this one is in the shade On the Cusp. This is my first experience with these Super Shock highlights. I'm running out of swatch room. But they are kind of different for me. So anything I'm bringing in my collection, I want to be different. I want it to be something I've never really had experience with before, which is why I ended up buying all those Super Shock shadows in the Butterfly collection, because I had never actually used them before. I was really late to the game on ColourPop. So these two on the end here are Cusp and Fire. They're being outshined by Constellation, but Cusp in the Air is there. Actually, Cusp in the Air is on the top and Fire is on the bottom. In the Zodiac collection, there are two lipsticks. One is What's Your Sign, which is what I'm wearing today, with Buxom Sugar Lip Gloss over top of it. That is this lipstick here. This one is not my favorite. I don't know if I would have purchased it if it didn't come in the collection. However, the other one, which I will insert a picture of, is a very nice sort of in between a matte and a satin purple. It's like a dark, light purple. It's hard to describe, but I really like it. I like it so much it's actually in my desk at work. So the last thing in that ColourPop order was the Perception palette, which obviously I am also very late to the game on, and I have used this a few times, not enough to share my feelings with you on it. Like, I haven't even unthinged the mirror. It has now been unthinged. This was a super popular palette on YouTube, and when I first saw it, I was kind of like, you know what, it's kind of like everything else in the world, so whatever, I don't care that much. But once I sat on it for a while and it did come back in stock, I did jump on it in this haul because I really hate purchase regrets. It doesn't happen a lot, but it happens. So this was one of my palette regrets that I didn't pick up, as well as actually the Morphe, and it's right above my head. The Morphe Dare to Create came back in stock, and I actually had said that in my palettes I regretted missing the boat on with Kaylee Baute, and I actually did get my hands on it, so I felt better about that. Okay, moving on to Juvia's Place. I had picked up the Afrique palette by Juvias. When I saw this in the pictures, I really, really loved it. And then I ordered it, got it in, and I opened it, and I was kind of like, really? Maybe not. But when I started to actually get my fingers in it, I really loved it. I will insert swatches in here so you can see. I will insert a swatch for everything that I can, but I love this. If you don't have a Juvia's Place palette and you want something that's gonna like get you through fall, this will actually do it. And I know you're looking at some of these colors going, fall, Candace, get a grip. But seriously, this row here is amazing. I wore this as well as tied in the green and the like rusty orange at the top here, and it was perfection. I've worn this in a few videos, and every time I've worn it, people have asked me what my eyeshadow is. Obviously it was this. So don't let yourself judge a book by its insides, I guess, in this case. Actually wear it and get it on your face, because it was huge. Kofi and Fifi, they work so well together. Sorry, I'm just making sure that I'm like saying the right names here, because that's something that I like to do. But yeah, these two here as well as the yellow together, amazing, amazing, amazing pairings. I also picked up the Deuce by Juvias. I've used this quite a few times since I picked it up. This is more of a summer palette. I like to think it's kind of like a basic white girl palette. When you look at Juvia's Place, they have all these really like intense, deep jewel tones. They're so beautiful for dark skin tones. And then there's this one where I'm like, haha, that was totally made for basic ash white girls. Like, it's okay. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. Like, one love and all, but it just kind of makes me laugh. My favorite shade in this guy is probably Tart up at the top. It is this like purple, blue, pink, white shift. It's so, so unique. I have used this teal color a whole bunch. You can actually see there's a dip in it already, and I honestly have only had this for I think about 2 weeks. It's a good thing I like the stuff I ordered from Juvia's Place, because holy shit balls do they cost a lot for customs. In that order, I did actually order the Festival palette. Well, I actually ordered the Festival collection. This one I haven't touched yet, so I don't have an opinion on it. I got a whole bunch of stuff in all at the same time, and I actually hate when that happens because I don't get to actually use everything the way I want to use it. Sorry, I got distracted by something shiny. But I look forward to this. I will insert swatches. It will actually be the first time I will swatch it, so if I have to do an overlay of some sort to actually tell you my further opinions on it, perhaps I will. In that collection came these two liquid lipsticks as well. I have a habit of just being like, oh, a collection, add to cart, move on. And I don't actually look at what's in it, which is exactly what happened with this. And I'll probably declutter that. That's what happened with these two lip colors. One is literally black. And I think to myself, what am I gonna do with a black lipstick? But then I also think, I don't have a black lipstick. I should wear black lipstick. So this is in the shade Doo and Soil. They are both matte liquid lipsticks, and they are at the top there. Like black, literally black. So obviously, if I'm doing a haul, they finally brought the Norvina palette to Sephora in Canada, so I did pick it up. After watching the reviews, I was a little bit skeptical. I was a little bit nervous that it wasn't going to go very well. So far, so good though. I actually really like it. There hasn't been anything I've gone to use that I didn't like. I just watched Samantha Ravdal's review like today, and it did not go well for her. Like, I watched her put it on, and the whole time I was biting my nails being like, oh god, stop, that's horrible, stop doing that to yourself. But in my experience, that didn't really happen. So I know a lot of makeup is affects, I know a lot of makeup is affected by your chemistry and like your skin pigment and the oils in your skin and just generally your skin type, but like, whoa, her experience and my experience was so different. So I will probably do an in-depth review on this or a comparison of this versus the Subculture, Modern Renaissance, and Soft Glam now that I have all 4. But so far, so good. Realistically, I could have waited like a week and ordered it in the sale, but I didn't know the sale was coming. The last 3 items I personally picked up are the Stila Shimmer and Glow Liquid Eyeshadows. I have the shade Vivid Jade, Vivid Amethyst, and Vivid Sapphire. So these were recently announced on Trend Mood and I couldn't actually get over how beautiful they were, so I picked up all 3. I've tried to stay away from these because they are so expensive for what they are. They are $31 Canadian each. And yes, I realize that I'm now looking at holding up $90 and I've made some decisions in my life I'm not proud of. But I totally like these. I really think that they work really well and they are beautiful. I have used all 3 of these already, which is also part of the reason I was not able to use the Festival palette. I am, for swatches, just one swiping all 3 of these across the back of my hand, so they are not going to be the most beautiful things in the world. I'm also using my left hand, which is kind of comical. But it just goes to show you the pigmentation that's actually in these products. So they are completely opaque and just the craziest thing I've ever seen, and not something else, like there's nothing else like this in my collection. And oh my god, one of those actually looks a little bit like a penis. So the last 2 things I did want to talk about are actually products that were sent to me. Beauty Big Bang reached out to me again, so I did a video on some products that they had sent to me. Some of their brushes have actually become my favorite brushes. I will link the original video here, and they reached out to me again to send me some additional products. So in general, I had a pretty good experience with the company. It does take a long time to ship, which is kind of annoying, but I asked them to send me another type of eyeshadow palette because I had tried a 9-pan little guy that looked a lot like a MAC palette. It was very much a generic eyeshadow. It worked. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. It stayed the way it was supposed to and it didn't crease. So overall a good experience, but nothing really to write home to mom about. Like, for example, it didn't like blow my socks off. It was just a good overall palette that did exactly what it was supposed to do. So they sent me this one, and it is the tiniest little guy. And in my light, it actually looks like there's like 5 of the same colors, but there's not. This is a white shimmer, cream, pink shimmer, like a champagne shimmer, and then all the rest obviously look different. I used this the other day, and it seriously reminds me of the Naked Heat. Like, every look I've gotten out of this could probably match the looks I've got out of Naked Heat. So if you don't know anything about Beauty Big Bang, they are an e-commerce site that does nail, hair, makeup, and I believe skincare, all for very affordable prices. For example, this entire brush set is $15, and I've got some of my own hair on it. If I'm being totally honest, I do think I prefer the first set over these, but the ferrules of these are beautiful. They're like a gasoline type multicolored ferrule. I really like how the brushes feel. I do like them in general. But the other brushes had a little bit longer of a handle, and I kind of prefer that. Overall, these will likely go into my gym bag and be my daily gym brushes once I start getting my schedule back under control and going back in the mornings. But they did send me these as well, and I've been using this one as a foundation brush. So typically I use the Kabuki brush, the F80 from Sigma. Don't mind this one, my dog totally grabbed it and chewed it. But if you look, they're very similar. And the Sigma F80 is just a little bit more dense, where this has got a little bit bigger of a base. Anyway, I really like these brushes. Like I said, I do prefer the first set better, but each set was only $15, so you really can't complain about that. All in all, I feel like once my Sephora VIB sale comes in, I'm going to lay off the purchasing for a while. I will actually be pretty happy to get this box off my floor and get these products put away so that they are like living in my life the way I need them to be. Anyway, guys, I hope you also got some sweet, sweet products in the sale that is currently going on. And if you are interested in any discount codes, I have a whole bunch of random things down below in the description box. I very rarely mention them, like very, very rarely, but there are some very good deals down there. So if you want to check it out, you can. I don't believe any of them are affiliate codes. If they are, I don't know that. I don't know how I'm getting paid by them. So I'm assuming that they're not. It's really just discounts for you if you want to check anything out, including for Beauty Big Bang. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope that the drama in the beauty community has like really geared itself down so we can start to get back to what it was about to begin with, which is just the makeup.